Interesting video for today. First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. Um, Customer came through yesterday. Oh, there's more than enough in here. Customer came through yesterday, and we talked on the phone. Actually, we emailed each other back and forth first, and then we talked on the phone. And he said that the Extreme Black Widow was coming up too dark. He wasn't able to see the screen. Now, he wasn't trying to do anything shy. He was being honest and upfront. That's what he was doing. I got a chance to meet the fellow. Very nice guy. Cool dude. Cool dude. I'm going to show you. This is a container right here. Right here with our batch number on the back of it right there. It shows our batch number right there. And that's a container right there. Now, I can't express this enough when I warn you and I tell you that we're going to be testing this today, by the way. Now, I think the problem is some people, like I said, have a problem transition from a black screen to if you're coming off a white screen, it's hard for them to transfer over to a black screen. And I'll tell you why. One of the things we have in our policy is the fact that you can't compare the any of our black paints to a white screen when it comes to the white levels, because the white screen is always going to produce the higher level. But our black screen should be able to produce a high enough level where the image is not going to come out so dark you can't make out the screen. So from what I'm seeing here, doing a comparison of a white screen, this is what you don't do, because I said before, it's not going to match the same white level. It's not going to happen. Actually, I can see the white screen is completely faded out. I wish you'd have brought the image all the way down, so that way we can see the whole full thing. And I'm going to have them do that the next time around. But as you can see, you don't do a white screen next to a black screen. That's like taking contrast levels off a black screen, putting in there a white screen, expecting the white screen to pull the same thing. Not going to happen. But we're going to go downstairs and we're going to put this on our projector downstairs. We're using a 1,000 lumen projector, fully lit environment. So I want you to see the pictures here. And we'll come over here, show you the pictures here. We have all this document. Now the reason why I believe is honestly, basically, a person has to get used to transferring over, and I can't figure out why his projector is coming up that way, because he says it's a brand new projector, but the problem we have here is that the fact that our products are tested, and again, they have batch numbers on it before they ship out, showing the product works perfectly fine. So we got some of it here in the container that he brought over. We are going to take this downstairs, paint it onto a surface, and put it in front of a 1,000 lumen projector. And as you can see by the environment, we're not in the dark. We're in a fully lit environment. Plenty of light down here to work, because I always believe in being in environments brighter than the customer. So let's put this here. I'm going to paint this down. Now, we're not saying that anything was tampered with or messed with, but we got to test everything out. Now, also, too, the exchange policy. This is important. Because like I said, the only problem I can see a customer having with our screen is having that transfer over. If you're coming off a white screen, a bone white screen, and you're not really sure about the contrast, so because people want that OLED black, we would advise you to go near the gunmetals, which we're going to be having. We got to test and do the gunmetal soon. We have more technology here for the gunmetal. No, we're out of gunmetal. We have to actually make more gunmetal. We advise you to go near the new gunmetal we're testing out, or just buy the 2.0. But if you're not ready for a black screen, don't buy it if you're not ready for it. So we're going to paint this down out of the container and see what happens. Here we go. This is the reason why we have the exchange policy. Because from time to time we get a customer who is not ready for that transfer to that black screen. And, excuse me, this is why we advise for them to buy the lighter products. Don't go near the darker products. Now we'll exchange out, give you a lighter screen to help you out because we don't want you already paid for the product. We want to make sure you get something that is going to work for your projector at the end of the day. Oh, let me see what we got to do here. We need a power cord for this one. Where is the power cord for this projector? Probably upstairs. Normally, we got a cord right here. Okay, cool. Power cord is right here for this projector. Now we're going to be using a Sony. This projector to use in this demonstration was a 3,000 lumen. I think 3,000 lumen. That's what the lumen was on that projector. 3,000 lumen projector. I want to see pictures of the projector too also. Optima. We're going to be using a Sony VPL FH30 projector. Much lower. Only at 1,000 lumens. That's it. Yeah, plug in that unit. Okay. Plug in. And along with this, we're going to be talking about the exchange policies and products being tested before they're being shipped out. Because there's a lot of products out there, people selling screen paint products that are not properly tested at all, period. And the problem you're going to have with that, you're going to have a problem, you're going to have a paint come to your front door that is not properly tested, that has been lied, it's been sitting in a lied environment, it's been used with high-end projectors to make it look a certain way, it's a complete lie. So when you get it home, it's not going to do the exact same thing because again, there's no guarantee behind it of no test. There's no guarantee of any batch numbers next to it. So that's the problem you're going to run into. So don't buy screen paints that are not tested. Do not buy screen paints that don't have batch numbers attached to them because, again, this is a product that you don't have no idea what condition is going to come in when it hits your house. You're only going by what the seller is telling you due to the fact that he has no proof or no evidence to back up that the product can actually do this. So let me see. Let's grab, let me see, we're going to use that surface right there. We're going to use a 1,000 lumen projector. Put your projector here on the floor. Now I got a chance to meet the customer. He came by the house. Like I said, really nice guy. When he comes by me, see if he agrees to go on camera. If he doesn't mind. And that way we can show him down here in the shop the product after we're done testing. Let me see, where is the container? I just had, oh, here's the container right here. So here's the container right here. Here's this batch number right there. Okay. I'll talk about looking at it, it's definitely ours. All right, pour it down. We got enough to cover, maybe not more than enough to cover our surface there. Alright, that a little bit. Alright. Alright, that's done. See, put it over in 100. Okay, good. So that's fully painted. Let me get some of that left over. When he comes over, you take it out, throw it up on another swap sheet in front of him when he comes through. I'm gonna have him come back. So as he agreed to be on camera. Now this is the first one we ever had like this. We've never had a paint come back to the house. Never. This will be the first. I'm curious by what we saw in the pictures. Are we going to get the same reaction? Now this is the projector we're using right here. We're using our Sony VPL FA30. We always go with a low-end projector due to the fact we want to see if this doesn't pull up down here, then we have some issues. Let's see what happens. This over here. Don't do that. Got you up there. Move it over a little bit. There we go. Now let's see what happens. 1,000 lumens. See if we pick up. This is why I explain to people that it could very well be your projector that may be having this issue. Now we will bring the customer back down here. I have no problem with meeting with my customers face to face. They seem a little nervous. I don't know why, but I have no problem with meeting with you face to face. We're going to have, let me see what's going on here. Now, as I said before, we showed you in the pictures, the claim was the image wasn't pulling up. We're on a 1,000 lumen projector in a fully lit environment. This is a max zone. As I told you, all our products are tested. Before we ship them out the door, they all have test design. They're tested on this projector we have behind us right now. And my screen's soaking wet right now. So the product works. There's nothing wrong with it. As always, we test them. That's the whole purpose of a test. The whole purpose of batch numbers. To make sure the product is guaranteed to work before we ship it out that front door. This is why I explained to you, if you have a product and you're buying a product and there's no batch numbers, no test numbers, and especially if the shipping is designed to benefit the merchant and not you, that is a problem. Now, how would he know if his projector is going to work correctly with this? He would have to open up the container to find out. If I had a policy on my website saying, guess what, if you open it up, you don't get no exchange, you're stuck with it. Well, how is he going to know if the product doesn't work well with his projector if he doesn't open it up? We have some people, even though they have name brand projectors, they may have issues with the screen paint. They may have something wrong with their projector that may be having issues with the screen paint. So how in the world are they going to know that this is going to be a reaction if they do not open up the screen paint? So when you have a policy like that, that policy is designed strictly to take from the customer and give to the merchant. Now, what we think the problem he's having is something's definitely wrong with his projector. We can definitely see that. But what we can see that he's probably having a problem with the transition. So, what we're going to do for him is we're going to set him up with a product that is going to work better with his projector, like a gunmetal kind of design screen paint for him. So that way we can help him out. Why are we on Dennis the Menace? Oh, way up here. I keep forgetting there's a main right there. So that's what to do. Because some people, like I said, I explained to you before, black technology is not for everybody. We have some customers who can jump into black technology, have no problem, swing and roll with it. And we have some that are used to being on white screens so much, they're not used to that heavy contrast level. They're just not used to it at all, period. So that's why I advise you to go near the 2.0, which is a perfect screen, or the Infinity. But again, they're not going to know if the product's going to work or not if they don't open up the product. We got a little bit of this paint left over. Yeah, we got more than enough to do another sheet. When he comes down, we'll do another one right in front of him so he can see. Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's running perfectly fine. It's doing what it was designed to do, what we tested to do. It's doing exactly what it was designed to do. He could have some issues, but very well can have some issues with his projector. And that screen's soaking wet right now. So they're darker when they're soaking wet. So we'll take some pictures, send it over to him, so he can see exactly what we picked up on the results. So two things I see from this, because like I said, screen's soaking wet, and it's still picking up perfectly with no problem. And again, if you look at our environment compared to the customer's environment, our environment is way brighter. We're using a 1,000 lumen projector. He's on a 3,000 lumen projector, short throw, I think short throw, long throw. We're on a 1,000 lumen projector, 600 by 800, 720p. And we're probably back around 10 to 11 feet from the screen. And we're picking up with no problem whatsoever. Now, the pictures I've seen in his, if he was using the projector we're using right now in our environment, there has to be something wrong with the projector. Definitely something wrong with the projector. Because we're picking up with no problem. This is why we test our products. This is why we have batch numbers. Now, not speaking of him when we say this, but this is when we tell customers, when you go out, sometimes we have bad customers. When you go out and you do things where you're using black paint to try to falsify the product, that's what those batch numbers are designed for. So we already got one fellow we're bringing to court. You do a demonstration with black paint trying to claim that's our product, guess what? You're going to find yourself sitting in court, and we will paint that screen in court, use the same projector, and that screen's going to pull up. You're going to have some problems at the end of the day. And what we're going to sue you for is not going to be cheap. It ain't going to be at $50,000. It's not going to be $75,000. We're going to go straight for $100,000 and up. That's what we're going for. When we get in that courtroom, you're going to have to try to get around a batch number, a product that is tested and guaranteed before it's shipped out the door. So if your intentions are is to take our product, mix black paint in it, and try to, you will find yourself sitting in court. Don't do it. We already got one person right now going to court. He went to the bank of his institution, tried to file a complaint. Didn't even work because he sent over the batch number, and they looked at him like, well, guess what? You just lost your claim. Yeah, you can't get around that. It's a tested product. Now, for him, because we can see the product's working perfectly fine, it's not having any issues whatsoever. For him, like I said, clearly what we're seeing in his projector, he didn't use black paint because we can see if it was black paint, it'd have came up way darker than that. You wouldn't be able to see any images at all, period. So it's not black paint. And we got the product over here in our hands. So no. But what I've seen in the pictures, it could be his bulb that could be damaged. His bulb could be coming up too dim. He may have to change out his bulb in his projector. I want to look at the, he said he had it a month. I want to look at the counter on the lamp. Bulb can be damaged, anything can be wrong, but the problem is it's not the screen paint on the screen paint's behalf. And also too, it could be a problem with transition over to a much more lighter screen. So what we're going to do is we're going to, even though we know there's nothing wrong with the product, we're going to ship him out a gunmetal. All right. 1,000 lumens. Let's go with a 3,000 lumen Optima. It's an Optima 3,000 lumen projector. So this projector is an Optima. We have an Optima too, but ours is much lower. Much lower. Switch out for our Optima projector over here. There's nothing wrong with the product at all. Something wrong with this projector is having the issue. But again, that screen's pulling up on 1,000 lumens. Compared to what he's using in his demonstration, if he used 1,000 lumens, he wouldn't have been able to see the screen. There's definitely something wrong with the projector, as I can see. Also, I'm going to get a look at that projector also. Now, is there a problem shipping them out of exchange? Nah, not a problem. But, like I said, nothing wrong with the paint. We're going with a 3,000 lumen Optima. That we're using right now. 3,000 lumen Optima projector. There we go. Man, an Optima sit forever to freaking power up. Man. I'm gonna need something to bounce this a little bit lower. Let me see. Where's here it is. There we go. Now here we are on our Optima 3,000 lumen projector, max out environment. This is 3,000 lumens. Old Optima portable projector. I think I paid $50 for it. And that is an ultra short throw. This is our short throw BenQ projector, right there. one have a lens on it? No, it doesn't have a lens on it. We'll be putting this one up next. "4K Snow Screensaver." Working perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with the screen paint at all, period. Not a thing. Not one thing wrong with it. The problem we have here is the fact that this projector is having an issue. We're using a 3000 lumen Optima projector, and this is a portable that we're using. And it's picking up with no problem whatsoever. So we're not having any issues with it at all. So it's not the, definitely what we can see is definitely not the projector having the issue. When on our end, it's not the screen paint having the issue. But on his end, it's definitely a problem with his projector's definitely having an issue. That's 3000 lumens right there. And his projector, he said, was 3000 lumens. He's using 3000 lumens, I think, short throw. We got a short throw right there on the floor if we need to test it on the short throw level. Wait a minute. Seeing something crazy in the middle of my floor. Oh, I definitely agree with you, buddy. You're gonna drive me crazy. Well, I don't want to kill you. Oh, you're good. All right, I'll let you live. You survived that many stomps, and you definitely deserve the right to live. That's a cricket. I usually don't like them in the shop because they make a lot of noise, but I figured if he survived 3 stomps, then why not let him live? I ain't worried about it. He'll be out the door anyway when we leave, open at the door. I need to bring the projector down so it hits that screen. We gotta find something that's going to be around that height. Let me try this right here. Right, that's perfect. All right. So we already went from 1000 lumens. Now we're at 3000 lumen Optima. This is an Optima projector. When people have Optimas, this is what we bring out. We bring out a model that's way, way lower than yours. And we will use this in an environment that's far brighter than yours. The product works. It does exactly what we designed it to do. And it's picking up perfectly. So that tells me at the end of the day, one thing. Your projector's having some issues. Because if we're picking up down here on this old 3000 lumen projector at around 10 feet from the screen and all this light and that screen's picking up with no problem, then it works perfectly fine. The problem is the projector. Keep forgetting they make us go through all these commercials just to freaking show off one thing. 4K Snow Screensaver. Yeah, can't get anything in power without a freaking commercial attached to it. I know people get paid off these things, but still. If you want without commercials, you got to pay $11 a month. Do you have any idea how many Fire Sticks I have in my house at $11 a pop per month? That's going to add up to some money. If we just switch over to Apple TV. Well, they're bombarded with freaking commercials all the time. YouTube used to never have them. And this is why we explained to you about the return policy on the website. Now, even though we're not finding anything wrong with the product, even though we know that it's working perfectly fine, even though our products are tested with batch numbers, which some people don't know how to respect a batch number at the end of the day, but not respecting a batch number, with your butt tossed in court. I'll lie to you not. Play with Mr. Bird, see what happens. because I know I can win that case easily. I can win that case without a lawyer. I don't even need a lawyer to walk in to win that one. So yeah, it'll get you in a lot of trouble. Respect the batch numbers when we actually issue those babies out in those containers. Respect the test demonstrations. Respect the batch number videos. Because that number sitting on the side of your container has a live video attached to it that the customer can always go back to and look at. Now, did we feel this guy disrespected the batch number? Nah, he didn't do it. And I'll tell you why he didn't do it. Because the pictures, when I was looking at them, I could see the image with no problem. Now, the image was darker than what we're used to seeing over here. But, as I said before, you know, it can be his projector that can be an issue. Now, we've seen customers who try to get over on us. We got pictures of them too. The image, you can't even see anything because black paint does not register. It doesn't pick up. That's why we showed you the demonstrations with the black paint versus our product. Black paint landing against one of our screens can't pick up a white level. It doesn't register anything because it's black paint. There's nothing special about it. That's why we do all those demonstrations. That's why they're all posted to our website. So we can show those pictures off, back up our product. When anytime this interesting conversation may pop up and somebody says, hey, what's the difference between your product and black paint? We can go, here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go. That's why they're there. Fantasy Snow Screensaver. That's why it's there. So when we see that image looking the same way as when we do our test, we automatically know right from the door that's black paint in that product. That's what they're using because that's the reaction we're used to seeing. That's how we know when we watch his demonstrations. He's using black paint. That's how black paint reacts. That's why he's going to have a very hard time after going through all the craziness he's going to have to go through. He still has to go to court for that. To also, he's going to have to go to court for all those videos he done on or have done on trying to claim our product being black paint. And we can show our test results and do the test right there in court. This is why we warn people at the end of the day, do not do these things because things will get you in some hot water. So, did the customer commit fraud? No, because when I saw in this demonstration, I said, okay, we can see the screen. It's not black paint. There's no way in the world he'd use black paint and try to say it was ours because it's not showing the same results. I'll show you a customer we posted on Facebook that tried to scam our company and got busted. This is the one who basically was doing something weird with the paint. Like he was ordering, he was not ordering, but he was requesting to get a lot of paint from us. So we didn't know what his intentions were, but we played along with it. So first order that went out, again, tested, batch number, the whole 9 yards, worked out perfectly. Came back with this image, looks exactly like black paint. He's done this 3 times. We sent out 3 50-ounce containers to him. And for some reason, he kept saying, well, he used the entire container. You used an entire 50-ounce container on a 120-inch screen? Are you kidding me? We had to show him the paint down demonstrations. This is why this is important to do paint down demonstrations to show exactly how much paint you can get from your product. This is why it's important. People who skip this stuff is not good. So we can back it up by saying, okay, this is a 32 ounce. This paint's a 150-inch screen. This is a 24 ounce. This paint's a 120-inch screen. We sent you a 50 ounce. How in the world did you go through an entire 50 ounce on a 120-inch screen? He can't explain it. So we did this 3 times. We sent it down to him 3 times. Mind you, we're building a case on him. As every time we send one of these containers to him, there's a case being built and there's a tracking number between each individual container. He goes back, he posts these pictures, he comes back and says, I want my money back, knowing he has the paint already, knowing we know he has a lot of paint left over. He wants the money back, claiming that the product came out that dark. We said, no, you're lying because at the end of the day, that product doesn't look like that. These are our test results right here when we test against black paint. This is your batch number. This is basically your product being, all the test demonstrations under your product. He becomes discouraged. He decides to go to PayPal. He files a complaint. We go to PayPal. We present our evidence, our batch numbers. PayPal wins in our favor. Automatically go in the door because we have evidence of the product being tested before we're shipped out the door. After we win our claim, he decides to go to his credit card institution and file a chargeback. Big mistake. We go to the credit card institution. Not only did we show him the batch number, but he put in his claim that he ordered 1. He only received 1 item. This got him in a lot of trouble with his bank because we can show 2 extra tracking numbers where he was shipped repeatedly out the paint over and over and over again and still make these same requests, which now he's being brought up on fraud charges and some other nonsense involving with his bank because, again, when you put those statements out to your bank, you have to be 100% truthful, bank institution. So That's what I said. It does not pay to do dumb stuff at the end of the day. Thinking you're going to get over it, you're not going to get over it. You're just going to get yourself in a lot of trouble. So you lost again. Now you're going to tell me, out of that's like somebody making 20 gallons of lemonade, and your cup is the only one that came out sour. That doesn't make any sense at all. So I don't know where people get these ingenious ideas, but don't do that nonsense. At the end of the day, you'll become an embarrassment at the end of the day. Don't do that. Now, for those who sit there and say, oh, but you're scamming people. You're taking it. No, we can back our products up. You're the main people that are running at us, telling us that we're scamming people, but yet you got individuals out there matching house paint at the end of the day. Products are being displayed in constantly dark environments, using high-end projectors to try to boost the screen's capabilities. No test demonstrations, no batch demonstrations, nothing whatsoever on the product, just basically on what the person is just speaking out of their mouth. Half of them that are talking on camera don't even know what they're talking about and can't even back up what they're talking about. No outside demonstrations, no real venue demonstration, nothing at all, period. Websites are real flimsy on specifications. Products are showing up with the exact same color on 3 different products. The shipping policy is a complete scam right from the door. I had about 8 or 9 people read through that policy and they were like, what the freak is this? How are you going to know if the product doesn't function for your projector if you can't open up the product? What are you, psychic? I guess he's expecting for you to be psychic at the end of the day. I'm just going to figure this out without opening up the container. No, you have to open it up. At all. Yes. Now, this fellow, did he do anything wrong? No, like I said, didn't do anything wrong at all, period. It's just not, it's not working. For some reason, there's something wrong with his projector because his projector should be so much more brighter than that. At a short throw at that too, at 3,000 lumens, we're on a long throw. Skyworth food demonstration. So we know something's wrong there. Skyworth food demonstration. So even though we know there's nothing wrong with our product, I could win this easily, hands down, in court with no problem whatsoever. I can win this in a PayPal claim easily, very easily. But the customer at the end of the day is still going to be left with nothing. And again, I don't feel that's fair. So what we're going to do is we're going to exchange his item out for a gunmetal technology, which is going to do better for his projector. But I am advising him to go get his projector looked at because it's not doing, it's coming up too dim. It should never come up that dim, especially for an Optima projector. We're using the Optima right now. This is what I have on my floor right now. I'm using an Optima portable projector. And he shouldn't be having that issue at all, period. We had a customer who had bought a screen from us, and we looked at the pictures, same thing. It was coming up too dim, and we're looking at it. We're outside with 1,000 lumens projectors showing off the screen. Found out that his eco mode was stuck. Somehow, when he bought the projector was automatically set to eco mode, which is kind of odd because I have never ever seen a projector come over here. Even when only one that's we got when it was used. That's the only way you would have an eco mode. Settings would be changed around. But brand new from the store, no, they don't have an eco mode when you come brand new from the store. That's an option you have to put in yourself. So that he was having a problem with. He lost around. He was losing somewhere around. The eco mode was literally so high. He was losing something like 85% of his light, the lamp source. So after fiddling around with the projector, he noticed that he couldn't, factory reset it, it was still in eco mode. He couldn't get out of it. So some kind of software error in his projector or firmware or whatever's going on that won't allow him to come out of eco mode. So now he has to contact the manufacturer so they can figure out how to get around to get this projector out of eco mode. Yeah, your projector issues. But again, how would they know this if they don't open the product? So by opening the product and by using it, he found out that this projector has an issue with it. It can't come out of eco mode. It's stuck. And he's losing around 85% of his lamp source, which is gone because of the eco mode. Yeah. So that's why I said that policy on that website, and y'all know who you are, who support that nonsense. That policy on his website that says, oh, if you open it, you can't exchange it for anything. Well, how are you going to know what's wrong with it if you don't open it? Or how are you going to know there may be a situation or a problem if you don't open it. Yeah, I couldn't imagine if anything came with that freaking crazy policy. Now, if something's been altered, changed, or in his case, yeah, because he used most of it, this would be a problem. Because again, there is no return on paint. Paint is hard to return due to the fact that the consumer, the merchant, cannot get it back in the original state in which it was shipped. Unless you're going to Harry Potter that magically off the side of your wall and put it back into the container and send it back to us, that's the only way. Yeah. All right. Let's drop out of here. Let's come over to, let me see. This is the Optima. What do we got next? Oh, we got the short throw. Short throw BenQ. Let's fire that one up. This is why we have all these projectors. The reason why we have all these projectors, just in case if we have to run a cost test for this and that, we have to do this, or a customer comes over, we can swap out our projectors at will. We have some people that will use the exact same projector in every single demonstration, and again, not even testing the product out at all, period. And then try to say that the product actually works. No, it doesn't at all, period. Oh, we can go far. So there's an HDMI port on this one. That's right. We can go right to the HDMI port on this one. So we're going to post on our website today, test it, guarantee, because we can say that. Now, I should have been at that on the website to begin with, because our products are tested. That's why you can go over to 2.0 and you can click on a link and you can go directly to the YouTube channel or my YouTube channel where you can actually see the product and testing. That is a 3-hour test demonstration, which we think that all screen paints should have to go through the same requirements our products just went through. They're not going to do that. It's too much work. So that tells you something right there. Optimus takes forever to cut on. And actually, then the truth, basically, they cut off pretty fast, which is good. All right. What are you attached to and why? Right here. Why didn't you use this right here? There you go. Now, the fellow who tried to get over on us with the product by using black paint, we requested for him to send the containers back to the house. He refused. He definitely refused. This guy, cool dude, wasn't living too far from me. I advised him to come down to the house. So he came down to the house, cool dude, and talked for a little bit. Showed him the 44. He was impressed. He loved the 44. And he says, I don't know why my screen's not looking that way. He's asking me what kind of projector we had over here. And basically, we just explained to him, these are old Christie projectors, but his projector shouldn't have an issue. His projector is definitely having an issue. Let's fire up. See what we got going on here. Now we're going to do short throw. I don't like using the short throws. The short throws are usually have to be right up on top of the screen. We're not trying to fill the whole screen. As you can see, we overlap the screen with both projectors. All right, this is a 2700 lumen short throw projector by BenQ. And we definitely missed the screen by a whole lot. Let me see. Where's that plank I had? I had the plank in my hand over here. All right. Oh, this is definitely going to zoom in a huge, massive screen. Keep forgetting things. Yeah, we got to be a little closer. This is why I like you said, ultra short though, so we got to be right up on top of the screen. To get what we need, which means we're going to something to have picked that up a little higher up. Let me see what we got back here. That literally just leaves stuff laying down and then basically whoop, disappears. Here we go. We got to do the tilt on this one because again, let me see. We'll use this instead. We'll give it a much higher tilt. There we go. That's much better. Let's see if the short throw is having an issue. If it's having an issue with a short throw. This is using a short throw projector. So let's see. No problem at all. Let me get my lights to trigger off in the back and shut off. Now he's using a short throw, 3000 lumens. We're using a BenQ at 2600 lumens. .4K Snow Screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
Nothing. Tell you one thing, I'd like to meet the person who bought down that 8-man projector, boy. That would cost me money at the end of the day. Not a lot of money, but still cost me money. I bought that customer's projector, got that thing down here. That thing was absolutely garbage. Worst projector. Worse than one of the knockoff projectors I got behind me. Now, like I said, with this customer, no, he didn't do the whole black paint because we would have saw it, we would have picked up. The minute we looked at the screen, nothing would have registered. We knew automatically from the door something was wrong. His projector's having issues, definitely having issues. We swapped out 3 projectors down here. We went from 1000 lumens, 3000 lumens, now back to a 2600 lumen BenQ short throw, and still it's pulling up. This is why when we tell you about the batch number, I can't express that enough already. Like I said, you got individuals who do not respect the batch number and they want to do what they want to do. These are individuals going to end up in court. So you know this crystal clear when Mr. Bird says this to you. I'm saying this to you as the nose on my face. If you disrespect a batch number, you will find yourself in court. And you will not win it. You might as well basically just go in there lawyer free because you don't want to pay that fee at the end of the day, but you will be paying my lawyer's costs at the end of the day, and they're not cheap. This is the reason why we test the product before we ship it out to make sure it's functioning. And we got individuals, not him, like I said, good customer. This is a good customer. When we have other individuals who go out and tamper and make a product darker or do something to it, you're going to find yourself sitting in court. That's why he made that statement about going to court. Oh, please do pull that trigger. Because I will pull you in court alone for the 2.0. This is a product you bought directly from my website. I have a batch number backing it up, number 1. And I can back it up in court. Are you kidding me? Oh, please do. Please do, please do. Please do pull that trigger. See what happens. We haven't heard anything else back then. I haven't heard anything from no attorneys, nothing, blah, 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 blah. Talk as always. This is why we have the guarantee batch numbers. Guarantees a customer the product is tested. Show me any other company that's making screen paint products that has batch numbers on them. They don't have them. Only we have batch numbers. That's why I was excited to get the product back down here, because I said, well, hey, this would be fantastic. We got a customer bringing the product down. We'll get a chance to show it off again. Show you there's nothing wrong with it all whatsoever. But like I said, I think there's something wrong with his projector, because if he has an Optimum projector short throw, it should definitely be coming up much brighter than that. And it's much more advanced what we have over here. So definitely has to be an issue with the projector. It's definitely an issue with the projector. All right. But what we're going to do is, like I said, I can easily say, nope, 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 there's nothing wrong with the product. There's nothing wrong with your projector. I'm not responsible for a damaged projector. That is not my problem. So whatever's going on with this projector, not responsible for it. I'm responsible for that product in that container. I can easily deny his claim, and he can go to PayPal and fight it. He'll still lose his claim again. We can back the product. But like I said, I believe in treating my customers like family. So we're going to do him gunmetal. It's set up for his screen, but I am going to advise him to get the projector looked at, because yeah, there's something wrong with that machine. And if he wants, he can bring the machine down here and I'll throw it against the screen just to show you even more. Because I will basically tell you, hey, I'm bringing your machine down. Yeah, bring it down here and I'll throw it against my screen. Oh, I can't wait to get the showroom. We're definitely going to be doing a lot of that one right there. Bring it down. We'll throw it against our screen. We'll throw it against any one of these screens. Let's see what happens and see if it pulls up. If there's an issue there, then we're going to know. Some people, when we give them that option, they do not want to bring paint to the house. They don't want to do any of that. Yeah, because we know you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing. All right. So bottom line is, it's no problem with it at all. It's working perfectly fine. He's having an issue with the projector. Definitely a problem with the projector. I need to see the settings of his projector, or if he can bring the unit down with him. I'm gonna have him bring the unit down with him. Let's see where we're gonna go from here. 4K snow screensavers.
Getting that from YouTube.
It's literally got to be Joker running through the house at 100 miles an hour. It's definitely Joker. What's he doing? Literally, what's he doing to make that much noise? He's a freaking cat cut great game. What are you doing to make that much noise? You are a freaking 2-pound cat. All right, so the short does running, no problem on it. Yeah, no problem. No problem on it at all, period. You shut off a white level next to a red image, where the white screen was pulling the higher level. So, what we're going to do here, red screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now I saw the demonstration, we had part of the red car, and part of the red car was on a white screen he was pulling down. Let's see where the red levels lay at. Told you. Something wrong with this projector. Right there in front of the door. Blue screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
Yep. There's definitely something wrong with the projector. Let's take this out. This is why we sit there and we do the color pattern test. We switch through all the colors. We do it through certifies. It shows our screen pulls up the best color. That's how we know something's wrong with the projector. We just did it right here. And like I said, it's fully lit environment. There's no way in the world that our product came up that dark. So we know that from the door, damage with this projector. So this is the customer's container. He brought it down. He'll be coming down to pick it up. And what we're going to do is, like I said, because what I've just seen from here, easy, just alone right here, it's evident that there's nothing wrong with the product. But like I said, some people have an issue with transition. It can't be transition because he would notice that from the door. Something's definitely wrong with this projector. There's no way in the world if he's using a projector of that caliber. And our environments are well lit. And something definitely wrong with his lamp. He needs to go in and check the eco mode and check his lamp. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have him take a picture of his lamp hours. He said he had it for a month. I want to see this. I'm gonna have a look through his projector. Keep in mind that when we do a batch number, right? Let me explain this to you people. We can do about maybe out of what we make, we get about maybe about 30, 40 orders out of that. Out of 30, 40 orders out of a batch number, keep in mind that if we get one complaint on that product out of 40, you mean to tell me I only got one complaint out of 40? So let me get this straight. All 40 worked, but that one that you have doesn't work. Not talking about the customer. No, not him. I'm talking about people who basically do this delivery thinking they're going to get away. You don't do the math. You don't really add up the whole thing of it all. And what they don't add up is the fact that if I have this massive container and we're making the paint in it and we ship it out and no one else is complaining, we have no problems at all whatsoever, everything's working out, we have a batch number showing the product work, and you're the only one, 2.0, you know how many 2.0s we sold? A lot of them. Only one person came in and made a complaint and made a false complaint. And you know who that was. So how come we don't have any other videos floating around showing the product? No, we don't. Not one. Not one. Only ones who probably try to do the complaint videos are people who don't like us at the end of the day. Interesting, isn't it? So when we make that much paint in those huge containers of 5 gallons, or we've got a 10-gallon unit coming in pretty soon, that you're talking about out of 5 gallons, everybody's got the same paint. Yours is the only one that came out that way. Yeah. People don't think things through when they do it. That's another thing that's going to be hard for you in court. That's why I said a batch number, when we make them that way, easy win in court. Very easy win. That's why I showed you every last one of our PayPal complaints. We won every single one of them. Never lost one. Not with that joke at the end of the day. But never lost one. And the reason why is because we have a 100% guarantee that the product's tested before we ship them out. But, like I said, even when we have that proof, now the customer's not committing any scams or whatever, so and so and so, and we come over here and we analyze and look at it, like we can tell something's wrong with this projector at the end of the day by the test we run over here. Then we contact them and say, hey, look, something's definitely wrong with your projector because we ran the test on here. We didn't have any problems at all. These are the projectors we're using. We're using low, crappy projectors in our demonstrations. Look how much light we're using in the environment compared to yours, much more brighter than what they're using. And if it's picking up down here, then there's an issue with your projector. We can clearly see where that's coming from. But if you're doing something like the other fellow who felt the need to go in and use black paint and said, this is how your product looks, when I used it, you're in trouble at the end of the day. Because now you have to go to court and you're going to have to basically convince the judge that out of a 5-gallon container, that yours is the only one that came up that way after the product was tested when it's shipped out. Good luck. It ain't going to go well. I think your attorneys are going to be extremely ticked off if you didn't feed them this information because they would have never taken the case. You know, oh, heck no, I'm not walking in that courtroom. You got evidence that the product was working before we shipped it out to you? You're not going to win it. Nah, it ain't worth our time. They would deny you. Now, if you're willing to pay them up front and whatever, oh, they'll take your money at the end of the day. That's not a problem. But you're not going to win the case. Because there's a guarantee. Now, how does this help our customers? Well, it actually ensures our customers at the end of the day that buying a screen paint for the first time, that they have a product that is guaranteed to work when they get it, that has been tested. It has that guarantee, which we need to put on our containers from now on. I should have been doing that a long time ago. But anyway, it's guaranteed to work because it's been tested before we shipped out. Not only that, it has a mountain of tests standing behind it. The 2.0 tests, we put that under a challenge. How many people so far have you seen uploaded a video completing the entire 3 hours of a 2.0 test? None of them have done it. You know why? Because they don't test their products. And if they don't test their products, how are they going to pass a 2.0 at the end of the day? So when you go to a website and a website clearly states that if you open the container, you cannot get an exchange back. That is nonsense. Even though this guy opened up the container, even though we see there's nothing wrong with the product, even though we can clearly see it's coming from his projector, we're still going to send him down to gunmetal anyway. There you go. That's how you do business at the end of the day. Send him down to gunmetal. We don't have to, but we are. Just like the guy who had the Bowmaker. The guy with the Bowmaker projector, I'm not responsible for you having a knockoff projector. That's not my issue because I have it stated on my website. Do not use knockoff projectors. And this guy used a knockoff projector. Screen came out looking absolutely horrible. It doesn't work on knockoffs. And people will try to force that, but it doesn't work on that. We explained it. We did videos. We got so much stuff on do not use these knockoff projectors, and people will still try to attempt it. And then this will happen. The screen doesn't come out correctly. And then they'll contact us and say, hey, look, it doesn't work. I said, did you read the policy? What kind of projector do you have? Oh, I have a Bowmaker. What the freak is a Bowmaker? We don't support Bowmakers on there. There's a reason why, because they don't function. Knockoff projectors will work on light gray screen paints. That's what they'll work on. A light gray screen paint or a white wall. You will never ever see them on anything like gunmetals or black diamonds or anything like that. No, they don't work on it. They don't function on those particular projectors. So you have to downgrade your product to a light gray screen or a screen of a white screen, which at the end of the day, you're still going to be stuck in the dark with a very poor, even more poor picture because you're on a knockoff. So that's why we advise people not to buy these machines, to stay away from them, because number one, it's a major scam. Knockoff projectors are major, huge scams. And people who support these scams by saying that we support all projectors, no. You are supporting companies that deliberately make these cheap, raggedy projectors, put them on the market, and some poor soul comes along and goes, gee whiz, 15,000 lumens, 8K for like $25? I'm buying that. And they got a piece of crap at the end of the day, and they got their money from a piece of crap. I've seen some of them on eBay that will sell you the projector, and then you come back a week later, and the site's not even there anymore. So, like I said, those crappy cheap projectors are all scam projectors. But the fellow who had the Bowmaker, long story short, after seeing what it did, that's why we did the exchange. All right, we're sending you down a product that will work for your projector, because we can engineer something to work with those projectors, the high-end ones, not those little cheap ones at the bottom. We can fix it, no problem, help you out with it. But in exchange, I want those pictures. because those pictures you sent to me, we can put them on the website to warn people not to go near the projector. This is a result you're going to get at the end of the day. Now, that was his fault because he should have read through the policy. And the policy clearly says we don't support that projector, we don't support it. But for this fellow right here, clearly it's definitely coming from his projector. But even though, we're still going to ship him out a gunmetal for him. But I do advise him to go get his projector looked at. That's not a problem. But again, like I said, he wouldn't even known his projector had an issue if he didn't open up the product. So that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. If you open it up, you can't get an exchange. Well, how are you going to know? You psychic at the end of the day. You got special powers to be able to tell automatically from the door the minute it touches your hand. That's crap. That is strictly set up to protect the merchant and the merchant only. Because say if you were to see one of our videos and you go, oh, microblend. That sounds interesting. Let me go over to Amazon and pick that up. And you have this product sitting on your table and you go, I wonder. So you go pop the top on his paint and you paint it down on the side of the wall or a sample area or whatever. And then you take the microblend and you paint that too. And you go, well, gee whiz, I don't really see much of a difference here. I just paid $18.99 for this one. It sounds like a date of a history. I don't know why. $18.99 for this one. Or, and I turn around and I just got finished paying $86 for this one. I want my money back. Yeah, well, problem is there, and this policy has, if you open the container, you can't get an exchange. Or maybe the paint may be defective. That can happen too. Paint can go defective. So, like I said, you gotta have something there, something to help you and the customer at the same time. Can't just go around doing that. The reason why that policy is put there like that, just in case if you just happen to run across one of our videos and you decide that you don't want the product, you want your money back, you're stuck because you opened the container. White. And I've read other policies. I've read a lot of policies, on different policies on how people set up. Some do have a return policy for exchange, which I've read through. They have a policy for exchange. I haven't really read through Goose Screen's policy. I read through a lot of these policies. Here's what they look like for the exchange or basically for screen paint products. We need to look into that. Let's grab real quick. Let me see. I stepped on my fire stick. Check in fire stick. Wait a minute, I'm gonna get this projector again. I'm gonna use the projector again. Get this projector one more time. Get my Optima. This is Taco's projector, the Optima. That's his, it belongs to him. Let's get all this plugged in here over here. Okay, let me see. What did we have this stacked up with? I don't remember what we had it stacked up with. But we tell you this stuff, like I said, at the end of the day, it's your dime. It's not mine. And I explain to people at the end of the day that these policies and untested products, you need to ask these questions at the end of the day. That microblend product is a very good blend, and as I said before, they need to do those tests. These are the tests you should be requesting because, again, this is your money. Ultimate takes forever to power on. Just so quickly. So that's why we run all these tests, because we have to make sure the product is working perfectly. On top of that, I use this stuff every single day in my house. So, yeah, I do not like to be stuck in the dark. Let me see what we got going on here. No source. What you mean no source? That has to be a source right here. The source is all right here. Let me see. Oh, no one is no source. Oh, that wrong one. Not supposed to be in there. It should be in the other one. Yeah, you were definitely in the wrong one. No, there was no source. There we go. Let me see. I need a whatchamacallit for that. Where is the? That's where I can never find anything in this place. All right. That's blue. Red screen. There you go. So we're on our Optima projector. He's using a short throw Optima 3000 lumens. We have a 3000 lumens portable Optima projector that we're using in the demonstration right there. And as you can see, plenty of light in the environment, nice and bright, much more light than the customer. Slow color change out. Yeah, the fact that in the images that I saw that the white screen was producing higher than the black screen clearly tells me there's something wrong with your lamp. Your light source is really low. I mean, extremely low. We're down here at 3000 lumens on an old projector, and we're picking up with no problem. And that's a white sheet of paper laying against my screen right there. This is why when we have the test, we have something called a black versus black, and all black screens have to go through something called a white level test. I don't understand at the end of the day. What do you think Mr. Bird does? Okay, you see me sitting up there laying white sheets of paper against my screen, white walls, white paint, white sheets, all this stuff you see me do. You think the tests we do over here are a joke at the end of the day? Do you know how much time it takes to do tests at the end of the day on a screen paint? It's like 3 hours of testing. Some of them, the 44 has insane testing in each of them. Has over 12 video demonstrations. Some of them go into 3 hour long. One video on one test.
Do you have any idea how much testing we have to put under a product? We have to take them outside, put them on massive screen sizes to make sure they're going to pull up. You're talking about a black screen that sits outside at 250 inches, 18 feet from a screen, and it can carry a 4,000 lumens from A to B and hit the screen. Well, not A to B, you're not going to have 4,000 lumens by the time you make contact with the screen. We're talking about outside with no windows, no doors, nothing to protect the screen whatsoever. That screen sits 11 feet high and all that light and can still, that projector, whatever lumens are left over at 18 feet, 4,000 lumens are hitting a 200-inch screen, and it can display a snowstorm so bright it reflects off the grass. People don't understand the concept of what 44 black technologies are designed to do, and we have them over here. But yet every day we see the same little tiny screens in the same environments with projectors really kissing and hugging the screen. Talking about quality. There is no quality there. That's why we gave it a 250-inch challenge. Was it ever done? No, it was never done. Because they can't display a screen that big outside. It would wash out. You would have to go with a projector with a much higher lumen count, and even that would be even worse because, again, the more lumens you have on your projector, the faster you're going to wash your screen out if it doesn't have the ability to be able to absorb all that excess light, including the light in the environment. That's why white screens wash out so fast. First test we always do. So I guess we're just doing these tests for the sake of it. They don't mean anything. They do. That's why I can come down here and do this live, easily, no problem whatsoever. And people say, oh, bring the container down. Hey, ship it, here's my address right here. Pop it in, ship it in. Here we go. Not a problem, because our stuff is tested. You know, am I angry at the customer? No, I'm angry at him. I'm angry at individuals who do dumb stuff to our products, and we do all this testing. And then the dummies who follow them and go, oh, you're following a guy at the end of the day who busted on freaking house paint. Every time he shows off that screen, he's reminding other people on how he burnt them on a product that matched the house paint. On the other ones who haven't got caught up in that scam yet, those are the ones that are going, ooh, look at that. That looks amazing. No, you're going to get burnt at the end of the day. And the reason why you can't figure out what's what, because those videos, the evidence has been buried. So certain people couldn't find it. Great thing for us, we have the evidence. So we can post it and go, here you go. This is why you don't go near it. We're on ABS forums. We're on different forum sites. We got them posted right over there. Don't go near that product. That product matched to the house paint. At the end of the day, this is the person who made it. Try to find the video. They can't find the video. Nobody can track it down. Where's this video? Where'd it go? And he got rid of it. So imagine the people sitting home who have that particular paint on their wall as you speak, and they're watching that demonstration. Tick as tick can be. But remember what his policy says. If you open it up, you can't get an exchange. You can't even get an exchange. Told you. And we warned y'all. We warned you from the door. I warned y'all 6 months to a year ago when we first had network grade 773. And we saw what we saw over there, and we said, no, don't go near that stuff. Trust me, that stuff matches house paint at the end of the day. What happened? What happened? You naysayers out there running your mouths about, oh, no, he's wrong. So, he don't know what he's talking about. What happened? Your own person that you defended at the end of the day hid the evidence. Oh, that's got to make you feel real smart at the end of the day, doesn't it? So half of those people who supported all that nonsense, they dropped off because they got tired of looking like idiots at the end of the day. As a matter of fact, at one point, when the orders were being canceled left and right, we started making games out of it because we were just getting cancellations left and right because he couldn't back the product up. We opened up the mic on purpose to bring a bunch of the naysayers in and say, okay, look, are you willing to stand behind this man no matter what? Oh, yeah, his products are the best, so and so, blah, 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 blah. All right. How about this? Are you willing to state that he is going to not cancel that order? Nobody answered. Nobody would go up there and say, no, I believe he's going to push the order through. He's going to get a legit product. Nobody said a word. No sooner than that, about 5 minutes in, order was canceled. But then they didn't say anything. That's just to show them at the end of the day that the very person that you back will throw you under a bus in a hot second. Yeah, told you. I sat there and told you when I popped the lid. First thing I said in my mouth, you can go check the video out on the blacklist. The first thing I said was, this is not going to go well. Not going to go well. And what happened? It didn't go well, did it? It did exactly what I said. Now, if I tell you that micro blend I got sitting over there on my shelf over there is not going to go well, and trust me, you need to ask them to do that test on that micro blend to make sure that you're already done already. What's the point? You're already done already. Not that person. When customers are buying that stuff, you're already done. If you match the house paint on the Network Grade 773, and it's a basic shelf paint that you can pull off a shelf, the micro blend, please. I mean, come on. If you're not convinced by then yeah, then something's wrong with you. There's a good chance that when you swim, you drink a lot of the water. That's only that can come to that conclusion. This is the reason why he has the policy on the website like that, just in case one of you guys decide to get a little bit more smarter and go, let me go see what this man's talking about. Let me go test this out for myself. And you contact him and say, hey, we got a problem here. This stuff is matching over here too well. Like, what's the deal? I want my money back. What are you going to exchange it for? The same thing? None of it's tested. So you run into that problem right there. So that's why it's set up that way, so you don't get your money back. No use using Starfield. Let me see. 4K snow screensavers. Now, even though, like I said, we can back this product up, no problem, I'm still going to help the customer. I'm still going to get them. I promised him gunmetal. We're going to send him out a gunmetal. But I am going to advise them to have this projector looked over, because he shouldn't have been having an issue with it. See? And we're not using the, I think it's a 4K. I think a 4K projector. 4K or expensive projector money. No, we got an old. This projector literally doesn't even have an HDMI port on the back. I'm using an adapter to run the Fire Stick through it. You can get these projectors on Amazon for under $50. That's it. Now his screen size what's screen size? It looked like 150 inch on the screen size. He only needed 32, but he wanted 50 instead. There's enough paint in there for him to finish his screen. I had enough in there to basically paint this down, and I'm gonna do another surface on top of that when I'm done. It doesn't take much. Coverage is really good. LG snowboarding. Well, like I said, I'm mad at the customer? Nah. Because what I saw in his demonstrations of his pictures, that was the product. That was our product right there. The problem was his projector wasn't reacting the right way. So we bring it down here and do the testing, show you exactly people what we get from the container. Now, if he basically displayed these pictures like the other fellow did, where the images were black, you couldn't see anything at all, then we know you got black paint in there. We know what you're using. And at that particular point, conversations between me and you don't exist anymore. You'll talk to my attorneys after that. I ain't got nothing to do with it after that. That shows basically an act of fraud. I'm not having any more conversation with you after that. Now, if you can explain the situation, if you go to PayPal and lose your claim, then that's evidence that we use when we take you to court. Shame we got to go down that road, but not everybody's going to have good customers. It doesn't work that way. I tell people at the end of the day, no, if you're opening up in a business, you're not going to have 100% good customers. You're going to have those particular individuals going to have you rubbing the top of your head like, oh my goodness, what the freak. Always going to have those at the end of the day. You just have to make sure that you back your product up 100%. I tell people that are going into business for the first time, just make sure your product is backed 100%. So that way, if you have anybody that comes against you, you can back your product. Don't cut corners. That's the last thing you want to do. Because you're always going to have somebody that's going to hate your company, no matter what. Even people got nice restaurants, good service, good food. You know what I mean? Then you always got that bonehead that goes in there and complains about every freaking thing. I mean, everything. Oh, the napkins weren't folded correctly, and the toothpicks were one was higher than the other. You get people literally that'll come in and be jerks like that at the end of the day. And they'll sit there and write some bad review about you, about your restaurant being this, that, and the other, because they thought, yeah, jerks at the end of the day. Sony color demonstrations. Mm. All right, he did a lights out too, so let's trigger that one too. That's the easy one. We took pictures of the screen, the Extreme Black Widow painted to the wall in the room, and we posted it. They think it's an actual physical screen. Like, no, it's not physical. It's not a physical screen. It's actually painted to the wall because it looks so unreal because of all the white in the room. All right, lights out demonstration we're doing right now because, like I said, he had some lights out. This is a cakewalk for the technology. I never could understand how people say, if you really want to test your product, show me with the lights out. Oh my goodness, I swear I've been hearing that forever. I mean, literally forever. People, please, let me explain something to you. It is not hard to do a demonstration with the lights out. That's easy. There's less ambient light in the environment. You know how the whole thing would, if you have all this light in the environment, okay, for instance, white screens. If you take a white screen, you stick it in the dark, it shows a better image. Turn the lights on, it washes out completely. It's harder to do a demonstration with the lights on. That is the easy part. I've gotten that so many times that people saying, well, if your product really works, show me with the lights out. That's so easy to do. Come on. My goodness. That's why we barely ever do demonstrations with the lights off, because it's too easy. We only do them through requests, or if we're doing some tests, that's basically about it, but no, it's just too easy. My goodness. Give me a challenge at the end of the day. Something. Let me see. Samsung. Classic cars. 4K. Oh, here we go. No, let's make this interesting. Let's get a white tablecloth and throw it on here too. I'll have to have some fun with that too, right? I don't use tablecloth that much. Tablecloth, 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 tablecloth. Do. There we go. To make this a little bit more interesting, just throw a certify up there too. Let me see. Yeah, it probably works perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Run a much cheaper lower end projector than a 3000 lumen Optima projector. His projector is far more advanced than what we're using right now. And we had this with the lights on in the max out environment, which has more light than most demonstrations. And that's definitely stuck in my head for the next couple of days. And they're playing Modern Warfare last night. Somebody was playing that song Ice Ice Baby in the background. I swear, people. You know, songs get stuck in people's heads, right? You can hear that. That's all I'm hearing all day. Do ice, ice. I'm guessing you probably get stuck in your heads. But my goodness. The guy comes in, but he's a good gamer. We have to keep him. He's good. His music just sucks. All right, so we got a white tablecloth and we have a white sheet of paper. This is on our Extreme Black Widow, the 39. We're using an old Optima projector, portable. You can get these projectors for like under 50 bucks on eBay. And keep in mind, they do not have HDMI ports. They're older VGA, so we're using a VGA to HDMI adapter to run the Fire Stick. So we got the lights out right here. Because the customer did some lights out in his demonstration. Let's see, our colors are pulling up. Slow color change out. Yeah, clearly something wrong with this projector, definitely. I can see it right from here. And we're in the dark. It's not registering. The white screen and the white sheet's not registering at all, period. This is why we're going to get the storefront. The storefront debunks a lot of the naysayers. It actually exposes you for what you are at the end of the day. It's nothing but haters. Because when mad customers that come over and see these screens in real life, the jaw just drops to the ground. It blows them away. Just see that technology right there in front of their face. And what does it do to your naysayers? Well, it doesn't go too well for you guys. You guys get outed as being the trolls, the haters, what do you call it? Well, the haters are people that are jealous at you at the end of the day. That's why when I tell you that when you have customers of ours are sitting home with these screens in their living rooms, in their business, and they see these demonstrations pop up by these individuals, they automatically from the door label you as a troll. Because for some reason in your demonstration, in your honest review, it doesn't look the same way that it does in their demonstration or even in their homes or their businesses. Do more damage to yourself, really do. Silver C is working perfectly fine. Let's go to a, let me see. 4K Snow screensavers. Ice, ice, baby. Boom, 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 boom. I swear if he plays that again today. Do some Barry Manilow. You ever listen to the song Hotel Cabana? I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but you ever really listen to that song? That song has a really catchy beat to it. So a lot of people will basically listen to it. They like the music and I mean, just the music and the beat and everything. But did you ever really listen to that song? Very few people really listen to the song. It has a very dark story attached to it. It really does. It's pretty jacked up too. It is. I had it on headsets one day. I was walking around the house. I listened to a little Barry Manilow. I like the beat and everything that goes with it and everything. I'm getting it in. But then I started listening to the story as he starts talking about this, what goes on. And it's dark. It's really dark. And I'm like, good gracious, Barry. Seriously? Yeah, it's pretty messed up. So, I guess I'll tell you. So, basically, the story is, and for some of you probably already know this already, who do have to listen to the lyrics on it, but some people don't listen to the lyrics on it. Basically, the story is about a bartender and a waitress. They're in love. They're madly in love. They're young. You know what I mean? I don't know if they're married enough, but they're young and they're in love. And there's this guy who comes in. He's a high roller, a gangster, a bit of a troublemaker, and he has a thing for this guy's girlfriend. So one day he got a little too hands-on, and a fight broke out. And I guess the other guy got the better of him, and her boyfriend got shot. He was killed. So club shuts down, and that's the end of it. But she's still wearing the exact same dress that night with the same blood stain, and she's drinking herself to death. Messed up. I was like, gee whiz, Perry. You're a little dark on that one, but yep, that's what it is. You listen to the song, go back on YouTube and listen to it, and you're like, oh shoot, that's crazy. Yeah. But it goes into more detail than that, but what I explained. But that's just the fast version of it. That's what happened. And years later, they explained this woman, many aged, old, just drinking herself to death, wearing the exact same, well, trying to wear the same outfit, because you know you get bigger as you get heavier, younger women. Not everybody, but you know what I'm talking about. You know, and she's just basically just with the same blood stain. Like she never changed her clothes. She's just stuck in that state. Pretty messed up. Guy goes to jail. You know, he's locked up for good. And, you know, and the bar basically closes down, or the casino, whatever it is, some lounge habit closes down, and all that's gone. It's all disappeared. Dude's still in jail. The diner, or whatever it is, the bar, whatever it was, or casino, where they're at, it's closed down, and it's just an empty lot there now, and she's still there drinking herself to death with that same outfit the day her husband was shot and killed. Very dark. That's what I was listening to. I was like, I stopped for a minute. I was like, what the freak? And I started rewinding it back. I usually don't listen to lyrics sometimes, and I was listening to music. And I was like, good gracious, Barry, you're super dark. And I got some people saying, you just now finding it out? Yeah, I was just now finding it out. But it was pretty crazy. You know, after this point when Mr. Bird starts talking about random stuff, we're done. We're past already. We need what we need to see from here. We're good. Yeah. Now, from me talking to the customer, I got to talk to my friend. No, very, like I said, very nice person, cool dude at the end of the day. No, he wasn't trying to do anything funny or anything like that, period, no. It's just that his projector's definitely having some issues. It's definitely having some issues. If we're doing a white sheet and all this and the screen's pulling out, we're on a low-end projector, yeah, projector's having issues. But we're still going to send him out the gunmetal. I do advise him to go get the projector looked at. And this is one of the problems. We came in with another fellow who had a very expensive Optima projector. He paid for, like, laser 4K projector he paid for. And it was brand new. Yeah, I was looking at it. We showed the box, receipt, just got it. And the problem was this projector literally was stuck in eco mode. I don't even know how. Well, yeah, Sony did that. When I got the Sony was stuck in eco mode. It was stuck in eco mode 5, literally all the way up. And I'm like, why is the image so dim? And I wanted to go hit the whatchamacallit ships in eco mode 5. I had to go and override all that crap in there. I got it down to eco mode 2. But that will never change. It will always be that way. Somehow it came that way. So it was an open box. I can see why I got it for like $300 instead of the $1,400 or $1,500 I should have paid for it. But yeah, his projector is stuck in eco mode. So it's a good thing he got it from Amazon, because Amazon will replace it right there on the spot. All right, that looks goody goody. 2 shoes. Do 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 do. So we test the color levels. Got it to those white levels. I want to do that fantasy one here while we're here. Fantasy Snow Screensaver. Yeah, but we'll hook them up with something nice. That's all we got them. I just want to I got to test it. Now I'll show him the images and pictures and stuff just to prove to him that his projector is malfunctioning. Other than that, yeah, we'll send him down something, but I still advise him to go get that projector looked at, because it should be much brighter than that. That's the second Optima I ran across that did that nonsense. Or having these issues where they're coming up too dim. That's the second one. The other guy was an Optima too, did the exact same thing. We got an Optima on the floor right now. A cheap Optima, under $50 Optima. Yeah. Yep. Oh, I'm playing that tonight. I'm playing that tonight. Yes, sir. When we do Modern Warfare, I'm playing that tonight. Yeah. I hate playing zombie games. Everybody's like that in gaming. Everybody hates the game with people who don't know the game. Know the game? Learn it. Come and save your butt. I tell you, I can't stand in gaming, I can't stand the run and gun. Oh, I hate the running gunners, man. The running gunners will get your whole entire crew murdered quick. The running guns. You know what I'm talking about. People can't stay with the group. They got to run ahead of the map, get themselves in a situation they can't get out of. You got to almost get murdered just going in to get them out of that situation. Now your resources are drained. Then you have to come across a real battle. You don't have enough to get through it because of that jerk. Yeah, the running guns. I can't stand them. This is why I take friendly fire off. I literally take it off in games. Because if you run a gun, I'm definitely going to blow you up, shoot you or something. But you're definitely going to have a respawn time. You're going to have to wait to come back in. Because I hate running gunners, man. Blue screen. Unless I'm cool with you. And I can deal with you. Like, I get my friend, I call her, what's her? Her nickname is Run Out in the Dark and Get Murdered. That's literally her nickname. Because she's got a habit of running past the map. And if you play zombie games, like really good zombie games, the ones that are designed that every time a man falls, the zombies intensify. So it actually works in like a real case scenario. And man, that World War Z does exactly that. If someone falls, the zombies intensify. They bring in even more because basically they make it even harder for you to get to the map. And man, she's known for running out in the middle of nowhere. Oh, man, I hate that, man. Stop doing that, man. I'll be good to go, man. I got breach doorbusters on me, freaking extra freaking defense weapons, freaking, oh, I got a good heavy on me. You know how hard it is to get the advanced heavies? They're extremely hard to get to find. If you're lucky to open up one of those cases and get an advanced heavy, oh, they're sick, man. You can level half the board with one of them bad boys. You got a couple of them. They're rare heavies that pop up from time to time. And I was lucky to get my hands on 4 of those bad boys one time in the game. And man, they're wicked. They're a pain in the neck to load. So you have to make sure as you're loading it, you can dodge. That's why I use the drones, because the drones can protect me as I'm loading it up. But man, once you get that thing locked and load, you can take everything out on the board with no problem. Bulls go down quick with them, everything. They don't take much when you got when you got the advanced heavies on you. And I had everything set up, man. We was playing the game on the hardest level. We were playing on level 3. To try to get these certain blue coins. I had everything lined up. I was perfect, man. I had it all lined up. And sure enough, I go look up. I see this glowing figure halfway across the map talking about, where you guys at? I thought you guys were behind me. Oh, are you kidding me? By the time we got down there, I had nothing left. It took everything I had to get from A to B. It always works if you're in a team. If you're in a team, everybody works together. That's how we get through it. No one running gun. My goodness. I get a charger. I lost my heavy. Oh, that's neat. Just found that a few minutes ago. That's interesting. I was looking for the scissors all day long. And it was sitting there the entire time, right there on the side of the wall. Let me put my charger in real quick. Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with it. Screen's working. Perfect fine. I had to go get a charge real quick. And still color change. Ran everything thoroughly through. We went into almost 2 hours on this. So I'm very thorough about my testing. So that's pulling up with no problem whatsoever. And this is my Optima projector on the floor. My old Optima. I told you before, it doesn't even have HDMI ports. We're using an adapter to run the Fire Stick to the back of it. So I don't even have HDMI ports on the back. This is an old projector. Now, if I can get this thing to fire up down here, and it's all this light we have down here with the white bed sheet and a white sheet of paper laying against the screen, there's nothing wrong with the screen paint. It's working perfectly fine. All right, let me see. We're good. Yeah, we ran everything through. You can possibly run through. All right, I'm gonna go upstairs. I got to get pictures of all of this so we can send all that back to him today. Yep. I've seen that before, and I'll tell you what, I've seen that image before. We had a customer a long time ago. Long time ago. I was making gray screen paint products a long time ago. And he was saying that he couldn't see the image. And we had him take the projector and hit half the wall with it. And even on the wall, it was coming up dim. You know what that tells me at the end of the day? If I tell you to take a projector and slide it off the wall and it comes up dim, your lamp is dying. So all kinds. I've been in business for 12 years. I know everything. I'm not saying everything, but I know enough about projectors at the end of the day. What to look for. I own lots of projectors. Put you guys down here. Now you know what a 5-year-old feels like, don't you? There we go. I gotta bring, wait, sorry. Get the wrong mechanism here. I think it's this one. We're supposed to be, there we go. So, I own quite a lot of projectors. I have a lot of experience with projectors, and especially venue projectors. All right, let's get you guys moving over here. I'm gonna go pop over here and have a look at this again. Oh, those of you who ordered the 24 ounces, your containers just came in, so I'm getting you guys ready to get you shipped out. Those of you who ordered the 2.0, you'll be shipping out too. We'll be getting some shipping updates. Right now, we're waiting for product. All right, so these are the pictures that I received. This is supposed to be where it is. I say this is our black screen paint here, right there. Can we blow this up? What's this for here? This is enlarge. Open to a new screen. We don't want that. We want the full screen. Here we go. There we go. So this is our technology here, and this is the white screen here. And as we had downstairs, we're in a fully lit environment. We use several swap out projectors. We use the BenQ short throw. We use a 1,000 lumen projector, Sony CS4. That came up. We use a 3,000 lumen Optima projector, which is much lower than what they're using here, and we were able to pull with no problem whatsoever. Oh, I see he's got a whatchamacallit over here. He's got an EcoFlow. I own one of those. That's how I know it is. I can see the bar light on the side of it. That's an EcoFlow battery generator right there. So I have one of those. Be careful about them. I had a bad incident with one of mine. I would buy another one, but still not that particular make and model. Now we showed you the red levels downstairs on the white sheet versus the white sheet of paper. And as you can see, our white levels came up with no problem. I'm sorry, our red levels came up with no problem next to the red screen. So that wasn't an issue right there, as we were able to show that. We also did a color swap out, and we also did white levels too on top of that. There is the product the customer is displaying with the batch numbers to attach to the back of it. And that's the demonstration. I'm saying I wish you'd have brought the screen all the way down. That would have been nice.
But we showed off, I don't know which one to show up there. There's no white levels, that's all contrast. But anyway, judging by what I'm seeing and what we have downstairs in our test, this projector's having some malfunction issues. I told you there's an EcoFlow right there. I have one of those. Where's my EcoFlow anyway? I have no idea where I put that thing in half the time. But anyway, yeah. Because again, we should have had the same reaction downstairs. This is the reason why we have batch numbers to back our products up. And this is the reason why we have test demonstrations to guarantee our products work. All dark screens have to go through a white level test. That's how we're able to go downstairs and do the demonstration so easily, because that's what they're designed to go through. So when he comes down, we will show him the test himself if he wants to see them, and we'll actually paint out the surface again. But we also will be shipping it down, even though we know that it's not our fault, and definitely clearly it is the projector. We will still ship them down the gunmetal. As agreed. What are you doing? What are you doing over here? What are you doing? You being sneaky? Being sneaky with the window open? Are you gonna be sneaky, y'all? There you go. Now, like I said, not accusing the customer of anything whatsoever, which we're not doing. Because again, if the customer was trying to cheat us, see how the image you can see right here? See the image you can see right here? If this was black paint, you wouldn't be able to pick up anything. Nothing would come up at all. When I look at this, it clearly shows this is a projector that is damaged. And the white screen should be much brighter than that on top of that. It should be much brighter. This should definitely be much brighter. This is a white screen. It should be much brighter in here. It should never be this dark, especially for a white screen. And I can look at the top of the ceiling. This being a white screen, there should be far more light being reflected off the top of the ceiling. All right, let's go over to real quick. I'll give you that example real quick. Put you guys right here for a minute. The reason why I do this is because I never know what's gonna. All kinds of like contracts. Oh, I have to check for my other contract. I had a contract coming in today. I gotta go look at it. Let me see. I need to go to Facebook. Go to let's see. Notification. I need to go to Crystal Edge. All right, cool. Now we're on our site right here, Crystal Edge. And here, this is us. See, that's why I said we seen y'all Facebook pages. See that on my Facebook page? What that shows? That's my dual 150s in the back. Oh, I missed that setup. That was a nice setup. Nice setup. I want to get it back, but we can't get it back because they don't make the 150s anymore. So we're done with that. We can't get them anymore. All right, there's my customer showing off his stuff right there. Let me see. Ooh, numbers are jumping. Woo! Why are our numbers jumping? Who's jumping wood? Let me see. This right here is our Facebook. We know we have a store on Facebook. Yeah, we got a store. We sell on Facebook too. This is our store on Facebook, our shop. We sell right on Facebook. We sell on Facebook and Instagram. Because my numbers were jumping so high on Instagram, they automatically made me eligible for a store. So I have a store. I sell on Instagram now too. That's where a couple of our orders came through on Instagram. That's why I ask people like, now, where did you see us at? And they said, oh, we saw you on Instagram. So I'm starting getting orders off Instagram now. But this is our store, our shop. Ooh, live shopping? What the freak? Boom, boom. I love doing live shopping. I'm doing live right now. Definitely got to set that one up today. They give you perks. So our perks have been jumping. And thank you so much because the customers and my Lord and Savior have been blessing us with those perks. Let me show you right here. This is when I explained to people who maliciously tried to tear down the 2.0 because of jealousy. It does not affect us at all, period. 24 engaging doesn't affect us.
because people know my product at the end of the day. I've been in this business for a long time, and people know that for the time that I've been in this business, you can go back and you can see me testing gray screen paint products all the way up to everything you could possibly think of. So again, no matter if you try to make my product or whatever, people are going to buy from the original. They're going to buy from me. And no one's going to buy from someone whose product is matching house paint. Oh, I can't express that enough. Like, you really got to understand that from the door. And on top of that, your shipping policy, again, freaking nightmare. Because again, the customer has to open it up. How are they ever going to know? I would never have that policy up there. Oh, you can't. No, how are you going to know? There's right there, customer displaying the PS5. That's the screen paint on the PS5 he's running right now. He loves that screen. He runs everything off of there. So this is why we want to get a showroom so people can come down and see the screen in real life. And I get the same reaction every time we have a customer walk through here, or anybody walk through here. And the first thing when they see when the screen's fired up, it's a million questions. So the whole purpose of the designing the 2.0 was to give customers a better product. Because all these products they're making on the gray screen paint products are not properly tested. And they're not. And then they want to get all mad and try to tarnish the name of the product because, number one, they know it's not even in competition with you at the end of the day. It's hands down would dominate their product. Number one, it's much cheaper for the customers, much more affordable. I sat there and said that a basic screen paint, one unit, should be under $50. And it should be. Ours is $38. And it has test demonstrations attached to it that even when we put them up as challenges, they can't complete the challenges. One, and we know who he is, but we're not going to mention because we don't want his name in the video, fought tooth and nail to make sure his product did not come down here against 2.0. Made every excuse in the book, every excuse you could possibly think of. And at the end of the day, we had to go in and we had to basically, because of these weird messages we were getting from him, we had to go in and we had to we put a have not received on the item because he was sending us these weird PayPal messages saying that PayPal was telling him not to ship the item out and all kinds of other weird stuff. And PayPal never stated anything like that to begin with. And that's how scared this guy was of the 2.0. Because, you know, if the product came down here, the 2.0 was going to dominate it, which it was designed to do. And it was going to be it's showing a much better, much cheaper product. Guys are most expensive ones on freaking eBay for gray screen paint products. Charging $160 for coat application. It's going to do all that to paint a screen and one coat, be done with it. Finish, move on. And then you got this guy over here has no testing, and you want all this money for a product that's not tested. That's a 2.0 outside right there. You don't have any test demonstrations, no display like that of a Cinemax outside like that. Not one demonstration. So again, I tell you from the door, do not buy screen paint products that are not tested. 250, that's the 250, 250, 200, and 250 inch screen on display outside. And that's on a 720p projector that costs $270. That people talking about, well, what kind of projector? Like, no, it's a cheap old projector. I didn't spend no money for no projectors. For what? Let me see. We're not doing that. So you can forget that one right there. Goodbye. That's somebody said, like, can you show Star Trek? My goodness, I can tell that's a dumb question. I'll tell you why. Star Trek, number one, is going to have a lot of contrast levels due to the fact that they're going to have that ship flying back and forth from one galaxy to the next. You can see a lot of black levels, a lot of stars and stuff like that. That's what they use when you're doing outer space or Star Wars. You're going to see a lot of deep, dark space. If the screen is black, Wouldn't you think it would have the ability to pull a contrast level higher than a white screen? Duh. I'm not even about to get into those discussions, I swear. That's like people have discussions with me about, hey, you should have the lights off. All right, this is a customer with the, this is the, what you want to call him, paint, not the paint, sorry. He has the, he has the acoustic, that he bought the acoustic. That's his acoustic screen setup right there. And he's using a Christie projector. We advised him to get the Christie projector. He paid $160 for his projector. And that's his image. I gotta show you real quick. You know how bright his environment is? Look at the floor. That's how bright his environment is. He's firing it off in there with a $160 projector. That's why I told you, you're paying too much money. These companies out here, and even people make these untested mixes at the end of the day, will use these high-end projectors, convince you have to buy these machines to get the best picture quality. That is crap at the end of the day. No, you don't. You do not have to go through all that nonsense. You just go out and get yourself a 720p projector. It'll run perfectly fine. He's running, that's 720p he's displaying right now. You don't need it. Here we go. This is the customer who got caught trying to scam us. Now, the customer's pictures, as you saw his, you can see the image, right? That tells us at the end of the day, when we take it downstairs, we fire up on our old projector, fully lit environment, we can tell that the lamp on his projector is having some issues. Now, if he had to use black paint, this is how it would have came out. See how you can't make out an image at all? This is a customer who went in and painted his screen with black paint. I don't know what he did with our product, and then came in and said, hey, look, this is how the screen came out. The problem you have with that is the fact that the product that you have in your hand that has that number on the back of it has a test batch number attached to it, which means we mixed in the container, we painted out, and we displayed it. If that screen came out that dark, number one, I would have multiple complaints against my account. But number two, it was virtually impossible and able to pull up in the batch number demonstration. It wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't even pass any of the test demonstrations. There's no way in the world that could pass a white level test. That'd be virtually impossible. So that's why he lost his claim. Now, this is what we show them. These are our tests. These are the tests that are displayed on our website as we speak. You can go to the website and see the exact same tests and video demonstrations, which other people will not display on their websites because, again, they can't show the difference between their product and another product. We can do that easily. That's black fabric. That's black paint. I've even got demonstrations of me basically painting black paint into the screen live on camera. So when we see a color come up look like this, see how dark that is? That's how we know at the end of the day that you put black paint or try to make our product look like it's something that it's not by putting in black paint. That's how black paint reacts to our technology. Ooh, that's not going to go well in court. It isn't. It's going to be really bad because they can force you to paint that screen in. You know that, right? You're under oath. You don't lie under oath. You definitely want to do that. They'll get more time after that too. They put that Bible out and you swear under oath. Don't mess up. Don't lie. So that's what happens when we see a screen that comes up looking like this or that color right there. That tells us at the end of the day that they put black paint on the screen and try to claim it as our product. I could do that test just like you've seen me go downstairs and do that demonstration. I could do that in court all day long. Ain't gonna go well for you. That's what I tell people. Don't do dumb stuff. Not gonna go well for you. This is one of the other lawsuits he's being hit with. For slandering our company, for doing those videos. He's being sued for that. And mind you, the more videos you have, I can sue you per video. Not for one, per video. That is going to be insanely crazy. You have the United States Post Office. It's going to slam him with $1 million fine for basically violating the code of basically the United States Postal Service for fraud. You have my lawsuit for copyright infringement, which is another $250,000, and including basically slandering my company with black paint, which is going to be an additional maybe 50, 60, $70,000 per video. Now, for those you're saying that, well, he doesn't have the money to pay that out. It doesn't make a difference. What they do is they go in and a sheriff sale liquidates all your assets. That's what they do. So if you own a car, vehicles, or anything, if you have collectibles, banking accounts, income tax, whatever, it goes to us or them or whatever. I doubt we're going to see too much of it because, like I said, once we already filed the charges already. Yeah, that's going to be huge, massive fines. But there you go. Oh, look at his eyes open, eyes closed, eyes closed, eyes open, eyes closed. Yeah, so this is how we know. We see that right there. We can tell basically that that's basically black paint that they mixed in there. All right, so, man, it's a long demonstration, wasn't it? Usually we have to do these long demonstrations. I got to do another one to take pictures for the customer to bring down to him. Now, as I said before, the reason why I'm showing you this is because this is why we know that the customer, when he showed us the pictures, it wasn't black paint. If it was black paint, nothing would have came up at all, period. He wouldn't have been able to, nothing would have came up at all. See what I mean? If this was black paint, if he had used black paint in this demonstration to say that, hey, look, your product came up looking this dark, such and so, yeah, you would have never been able to see any of this, or this would have never came up if he was committing fraud and using black paint. He wasn't. His projector is just coming up too dim. Because even for a white screen, that should be much brighter than that. It should be far brighter than that for a white screen. Yeah. All right. That being said, I download these to my phone. And then pretty much we don't do anything with these because he didn't do anything wrong. I mean, bottom line is just at the end of the day, his projector lamp is coming up too low. I wonder if he can detach that. He can take that thing down or wherever he's got it at. I want to have it over here. I want to see it. This is what's this one? A 44. These are 44s outside. Yeah, these are the 44s. That's the 44. That's the same screen I got in there. It's my outdoor screen too. Yeah. All right. Well, I got to get out of here. I got orders to take care over there. We got people ordered the 24 ounces of the black technology, and then I got some other stuff I got to take care of today also too. With that being said, well, I'll contact the customer, send some pictures over to him, show you what we pulled up on our end. There is nothing wrong with the screen paint. It's working perfectly fine. He may want to look in on his projector. He definitely want to look in on that. And we will send him down the gunmetal. But as I said before, you have to have, the customer's going to have to open up the product. And I don't think it's fair that people are saying that you can't get your money if you open up the product. Now, I don't like to say these things without backing them up, so you know where we got to go to, because again, like I said, I don't like to talk about stuff unless I say it. And people say, oh, you're just making this up. No, I back everything up. So unfortunately, we got to go, you know where. Oh, I hate going to this freaking website. I swear I hate going to this website. But keep in mind, we don't worry about the cursing and carrying on, because when he does that, it just shows how unprofessional he is. But let's go through here. On top of that, too, we need to get back to that micro blend, because again, these are tests that need to be done. And if these people are avoiding, oh man, we getting to the fourth? Yeah, they got to the fourth to get this test done. We've already done ours on the 2.0. We've done so many tests on the micro blend, it's not even funny. We did micro blend, white sheet, certified screens, silver screens, white screens, and we did it all downstairs in the max out zone with no problem whatsoever. So you as a consumer need to ask questions, and you need to request tests. You need to request also too the micro blend. If they refuse to do it, just go pop over to Amazon and pick it up from there. It's only like $18.99 for a quart, and it's $46 for a gallon. Now, if you want something better, well, that's what these are for right there. These are our customers. We're shipping out to them. That's a 2.0. A 2.0 can beat the living crap out of the microblend. Also, too, it can beat the crap out of the Network Grade 773. We did both at the same time because we did the Network Grade 773 for fun. It's not a part of the challenge. We did it on our end for fun. We've done that test already like 1,000 times. So it's pretty easy for us because, you know, our stuff is tested, you know. When you go into our shopping cart, you know, there's an area where you can click on. It takes you right to the test demonstrations, you know, that kind of good stuff, you know. Let me see. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this, now, only people that get offended over this are people who support scamming or people that are in the room right now that are basically reporting back to Crow. We know, we don't care if you're in here. Go ahead and get the information. Besides, we know you have the screen printer on your wall, so again, don't come into forum sites. These people show up in forum sites and they get laughed at forum sites all the time. Because the first people say is, I see you got that Sherman Williams on your wall. Yeah, then they leave the room because you got Sherman Williams on your wall, literally. But now you might have that microblend too. If he does the test. I sent them over the link where you can buy from. Directly went to his page, sent them over the link where you can purchase from. He needs to do these tests. Now, for those of you who think, well, it's not a joke at the end of the day. He really needs to do these tests because, again, you're taking money from people at the end of the day. You need to have a guarantee behind your product. As a matter of fact, you need to do the whole network rate test all over again. Because, man, that fiasco was something else. All right, so we're going to look at the return policy. Now, as I said before, with the customer who came in and showed me the container and batch numbers and all that stuff, we talked on the phone. He came down to the house. We spoke with him. Like I said, nice Joe, nice cool dude. Brought the product down, and this morning when I got up, I did the test, wrote it down, and then we ran a couple of projectors off of it. And as we can see, there's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. He's definitely having some issues with the projector, but still, on and on, he would not know this if he did not get a chance to open the container. Now, by him opening up the container, he's finding out, yeah, there's something wrong with the projector. Because again, we would have gotten the same image downstairs, and it doesn't match our batch numbers or any of the test demonstrations because we've already done on the product already. So, with that being said, I could easily go in and say, well, I'm not responsible for any of this because I can back my claim that my product works. I have your container here at my house, got it painted up, did the demonstration in an environment that's well brighter than yours on a projector that's way below your projector specifications, and I'm pulling up with no problem whatsoever. But we don't do things like that at the end of the day. So what we're going to do is we're going to design him a gunmetal, send it out to him, so that way he's good to go. So, which would make it an exchange. But the only way he would be able to do this is he would have to open up the container, unless he has some kind of special psychic abilities, and we all know we all don't. Well, some of us do, but not all of us. Anyway, do you have them? No, I don't have them. If I had psychic abilities, I'd be on the lottery right now. Honestly, seriously? Are you kidding me? Oh, heck yes. If I had the ability to know, oh yeah. I wouldn't be doing this at the end of the day. I'd be at the lottery. That's what I would be at. Wouldn't bother going to the horse races for what? I would just basically just go to the lotteries. When the lotteries boom be done, that's it. Like someone said, I had the ability to manipulate real live. Oh wow, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? What kind of equipment would I need to be to do that one? Literally, I had someone tell me that I was basically manipulating live. My goodness, do you have any idea what that technology would be worth to news reporters? They could literally get a do-over in a live recording. They could go in and edit that. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I like that topic right there. All right, now, since we talked about this, let's see if there's been any changes. Is he going and he fixed anything to help his customers out? Those of you who support this guy, man, it just gets worse and worse for you people at the end of the day. We do feel sorry for you, but it gets worse for you. Now, as I showed you before, my customer was able to contact me, talk to me. We communicated. He brought the product down. We tested the product. The product's working perfectly fine. I can easily go back and say, hey, look, I could have actually said even before the conversation, I could have sat there and said, hey, did you open it? Well, if you opened it, I can't help you out. You can't get the exchange. You get nothing. You're stuck with it. I could have said that, but I didn't say that. I said, ship it back over here. He says, I don't live that far from you. Okay, then pop over to the house. Brings it over to the house, brings the container down here. We do the test downstairs. Everything's working fine. If he agrees to be on camera, not a problem. We'll do the same thing, record it. We can do it all over again for him. He can go down to the shop and he can watch it. So after that, like I said, after the paint tested perfectly and we know it's the projector's fault, we can prove this, we can clearly not give him anything at all. Again, but no, we're going to send him down a gunmetal. Because, like I said, he might be going through a transition of, you can see right there that the product is definitely the projector at the end of the day. So it has nothing to do with the transition and going back and forth of the levels. It's basically the projector. But still, we're going to send him a gunmetal anyway. Let me see. Because when he came down, he saw that projector fired up the first one. What kind of projector is that? I said, man, it's a 2012 old projector. These are 720p. These are old machines. So, yeah, definitely he's having some issues. But we'll help him out whatever he needs. I've even had customers contact me about their projectors, and I'm not tech support at the end of the day, but I do know a few things, so I'll help them with their projectors. Let's see what we got here for Jamie's policy. We might put some mention his name in my video. All right, returns and refund policy. You naysayers, you may want to look at this real close. If you require reading glasses, put them on. All right, here it says return and refunds policy. Once the product is delivered, I'm not going to go into the whole deliver thing. You already know that from the door. No. See right there? NO. No returns or refunds. Only exchange for a different mix if the container wasn't open. To give you a chance to marinate that for a minute. Wasn't open. So, how are you going to know if your product may be having a problem with your projector? Or maybe your projector may be having a problem. Hold it for a minute. Excuse me, don't go in my backyard. Man, that was a good one. Let me go wash my hands. Well, anyway, you already know the story. So how are you going to know? Now, the customer ordered from us. He opened up another Optima projector. He opened up, and his screen was coming up dark, and he had to open the product. That's how he found out that his projector was permanently set in eco mode, and he tried to get it out, but it wouldn't come out. So now he has to go to the manufacturer and everything to get that problem fixed because his projector literally was stuck in eco mode after a hard factory reset. But how would he know this if he didn't open the product? So for those of you who buy that product, how would you know if there's something wrong with it or if it may match something at the end of the day if you don't open the product? How do you get your money back? How do you get an exchange? You can't get one, can you? There you go. You can't even get an exchange. You can't even get an exchange. Now, this customer, again, nothing wrong with his product. Product's working perfectly fine, but he's still going to get an exchange at the end of the day. But you can't even get an exchange. Yeah, I've seen all the naysayers leave the room real fast. Yeah, because it's true. You can't get an exchange. It says it right there on this website. And even though there's nothing wrong with my product, it's working perfectly fine, no problem whatsoever, customer's still going to get an exchange. Interesting, isn't it? Yeah, and we're the ones that are supposed to be called scammers at the end of the day. You know, scammers try to keep your money. They don't want to give you your money back. You know that, right? They don't want to give you exchange. They don't want to give you nothing back at all, period. They just want to keep your money. Now, there's two reasons why he has it up there. Well, we know why. One reason why he has it up there. Just in case if you were to pop over and see one of my videos and you see me asking to do that micro blend, or you happen to go to the blacklist and you see the demonstration of the network grade videos of what missing, and you go out and do that demonstration yourself and you go, well, gee whiz, Mr. Burb is right. I can't really see a difference. Not enough to pay this kind of money at the end of the day, and you're going to have a problem. What would be the point of exchanging it for something else? Because you're probably exchanging it for the exact same thing all over again. So, yeah. We need to talk more about that policy right there. And they're on his, well, actually some of them don't even have the policies on it. But that right there, I'm sorry, people, for you people who purchase that product, that is set up for them to keep your money. All right, well, with this being said, Like I said, I don't like to talk about something unless I can back it up. And this is why if I'm talking about something or somebody, I come in and I back it up. I show a little bit of piece of that so people can say that, oh yeah, he is telling the truth. Yeah, you are stuck. So he guess he must be expecting for you to have psychic capabilities. You can read through that container and figure out, oh, this is. Let me see. Let me show this. That's gonna work. Is it gonna? That may. I don't know. Got to open it up to find out. Only problem is you pop that lid, you don't get your money back, and you don't get an exchange. Now, we don't give money back due to the fact that the product can't be returned in the original state in which it was shipped, but we can exchange it for something else. And I do it to customers all the time. Sometimes we get customers that may have a problem transition over to a black screen, and they might want something a little lighter. This is why we advise you do not buy the product unless you are ready for that black technology. That's why we have the 2.0. You can get that right there, but they want that OLED black. Some people are not ready for OLED black yet. So you have to go through a transition screen. That's what the gunmetals are being developed for. So until then, if that is not what you're ready for, and if you're going to be comparing it to a white screen, which automatically tells us from the door that you're comparing the white levels to a white screen, you're coming off a white screen. It says right there in the product description that you cannot compare this to a white screen because, again, on any darker screen, white levels are automatically going to drop, and it's not going to be the same as a white screen. Same thing if you take a white screen and you're trying to get the same contrast as a black screen, not going to happen, or color, it's not going to happen. All right, well, with that being said, I'm glad we got all that cleared up right there. Get this taken care of. We got to contact and get pictures for the customer and do a little video for him and send it over to him. And then, let me see. We're going to come in and we're going to talk about these return policies on these screen paint products. Is the product tested? And it should be tested. Test demonstrations need to be displayed on the website. You need to see what you're buying. All right, with that being said, hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. Thank you all for your time. I have to go and God bless. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to contact, well, first we're going to come back in. We need to talk a little bit more about these return policies. We really do. Return policies and exchange policies. We need to look at some other policies too and see how their policies are comparing to this individual. I'm going to check out Goose Screen. I've never seen Goose Screen's policy. I'm going to check that out too. All right, got to go. Thank you all and God bless.